and welcome back to another video. In this video we are gonna talk about Keita. We didn't intend really to make this video, but since it had been a big part of our life and a stress for 2 weeks, we decided to make a video. And since everyone loves Keita, you probably want to know what's wrong with her. Yeah, you can see she's fine now, but it was a big stress at the start and we got some very bad news. But yeah, we're gonna talk through the story, but it has a happy ending, so don't be worried. Sorry for the light flickering, but I cannot adjust it because we are in front of our secret garden and the leaves come and go because it's autumn, so most of the leaves are gone and the sun is trying to peak, so I'm sorry if it's too bright or too dark and they're flickering around. Everything started roughly 2 weeks ago when we noticed that she has trouble peeing. She wanted to go outside non-stop and she had this itch of needing to pee all the time.
So we took her to a closer vet because we didn't really think it's something very serious. And yeah, they straight away said that she has a tumor and we need to go to Riga, the capital, to specific doctor for this and get an operation, not an operation directly, but to get an ultrasound and to check everything, to take blood and everything and stay there and you know, and yeah, we panicked straight away, you know, of course that's
not the news you want to hear at all. We had a very tight schedule. We had a lot of projects that needed to go up and going. So sitting there and like we went like kind of like, okay, it shouldn't be something that bad, but maybe with antibiotics should go away, but let's go to the vet. And yeah, he straight away just says, yeah, it's a tumor. Probably cancerous tumor, like straight away. He said it. I'm not saying that he's a bad doctor or anything, but he like straight away said it. That something for me was like, how can you determine that and how can you say that? For me, it straight away was like, I need a second opinion.
Because it was inflated and not letting her pee.
And she also had her, you know, dog days, woman days. She is not castrated, fixed, however you say it. So she's kind of like, she was a wild dog and she had been pregnant many times. So probably she had her dog time and that inflated inside. And the thing he was actually touching, I'm gonna get to that part after, but he gave her the pills. The pills actually worked very good. The next day she was peeing perfectly fine and she was also peeing blood, but I straight away thought it's probably because of her period. We never had a dog before, so for us it was all new. And yeah, I think it passed like 3 days. And she already, when we brought her to the vet, I forgot to say, she had like a bit of something pinky sticking out, but like not a lot to be really concerned, like a tip of a pinky. So I think 3 days later, this thing came out. So that was very scary.
Yeah, it was huge. It was like a thumb hanging out.
Sticking out, but like folded, like a big thumb.
Yeah.
So I started to got like a panic attack, but she was acting normal. She was running around. It didn't seem to bother her at all. So at least that gave me a bit of hope. And they usually say do not Google sicknesses or when something, you know, is wrong, do not Google. But in this case, Google actually calmed me down because I researched and figured out that it's not something so bad. And that's when we decided to bring her to her actual vet that we brought her when she had mastitis.
The doctor was actually shocked that a doctor actually directed us to Riga and to a specialist. In this case, she's been dealing with this situation a lot. And the easiest is to castration and removal of these lumps. They are like lumps created in there and just castrate her, which is not an easy operation. But it's not something that she can't do. So we got scheduled for that. She actually got it all in. Yeah. And she scheduled it 2 days after her visit. Yeah. And yeah, and then
she didn't seem that concerned. That was like the very relieving part.
Yeah.
She actually sticked it back inside, which made Keita have like an extreme ecstasy. She was happy and like, she was extremely happy. And then she was like the perfect dog. Her day was amazing after that. Yeah. So I'm assuming, you know, it was all involved with all her, you know, woman things. We're not an expert, but that's how we felt and that's what the doctor said. But I'm extremely happy we did not need to do that big trip to Riga. Because as you know, for us it's also not that easy just to leave for like a week to go and stay in Riga, because we have animals, we have goats that we need to milk, we have chickens and gooses and all of, you know, it's not easy for us just to leave and bring her to the vet. So that was a big relief, her telling us that she could take it out. If she could even take it out without castrating her, but since she's 10 years old, we don't want to make her pregnant again and get into complications of pregnancy and all of that, so we decided just, you know, to get it all out and make her healthy again. So as David said, we had a surgery plan 2 days after her visit. She tried to make it a bit faster, but there was another surgery plan, so, and she was not so concerned, so that's why we had a bit later appointment. So we are back from the vet, and as you can see, the operation, I think, was successful. David didn't tell me so much. I mean, there's not really much to say. But yeah, she got operated, like her full belly is open and her back is open, and she'll have to wear this, I think, for like 10 days until we come back. She cannot do any steps, any stairs, no running, pretty much no activities, which she wasn't doing that much, but we're gonna take her out for a walk with a leash so she doesn't run too much. And I'm gonna sit here in the back because she wanted to come in the front. And you okay, Katie, now? Sure. I think she's okay. And we have to keep an eye to see not too much is leaking out, because, you know, it was not the typical surgery of castration, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. But I hope everything is fine. Katie,
Very hard to take her.
yeah,
Putting pressure on it.
okay. Sure, Katie, now.
Katie, yeah.
Oh my ass. Sure, Katie, now. Sure. I hope she's gonna be able to eat fine.
Yeah, I think so. Her mouth sticks out.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Sportivo, Katie.
Keita, put your head up.
Right there. She can see. You want? Don't bother her.
She's such a good girl. She's okay. She's okay.
She's like, she feels like she maybe needs to apologize. You know, she feels like she's done something bad. She keeps locking her in and...
So as you can see, Keita had to wear a cone, which was not the biggest fan of it, and it made me very sad. But we took it off, I think, 2 days later after the surgery, because she is a sausage dog, so she can pretty much reach it even with a cone.
She was just scratching the area with the cone actually, and probably making it worse. So we just removed it so she doesn't cause harm with the cone. She wasn't biting it and trying to pull the stitches out or anything. She was just licking it. I was treating her wound with hydrogen peroxide every morning and evening, so it was all clean and cleared. And she was getting antibiotics for infection and everything.
She was a very good girl. We found a very good way of giving her the antibiotics because she was all injured, so you don't want to just tackle her and like force it down and make stress on her body. So I found actually a pretty good way, and she's a very good girl for accepting that way of giving her the pill. So, but I think even 3 days later, the doctor said no running, no exercising, no doing things, walking with a leash. But the problem with her was she cannot walk with a leash. She was not feeling like she can pee with it. I don't know. She did not like the leash. So as soon as we took the leash off, she started peeing and pooping normally. I don't know. She did not like the leash. Yeah. But of course, she was also not able just to run, and she wouldn't also run away.
She likes to be in her control.
Yeah. And someone that actually got very sad about it was our neighbor's dog. Because they are in love. 2 or 3 days before she had the surgery, they were so in love. They weren't doing anything crazy. They were just like sniffing each other. So he got pretty sad, and our neighbors told us actually that he was, the day she had the surgery where we were gone all day, he was staring at our yard all day. Yeah. And we're keeping an eye on them not to get in touch. We only let her outside when we are outside for now. But it has been already, tomorrow is going to be a week of her having the surgery. She's running around. She's happy, she's perfect, she is like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
She's back to normal, if not even better, because I think 3 days after the surgery, or 4 days after the surgery, she handed a bird, so she's back to hunting, back to doing all her daily things. We're going to the doctor at the end of this week. He said the stitches are self-breaking down, so in theory we don't have to go back, but since she is an old dog and maybe the recovery is not that the fastest, or I don't know. Or also she had 2 surgeries, and yeah, he just wants to keep an eye on her. It's like free of charge, so we don't have to pay anything for that. He said he just wants to keep an eye on her and see if everything is fine. But I want to know in the comments down below how much you pay in your country for like a castration. I think it's called castration fixing. I don't know, so in different words.
Yeah. We
paid 140 euros, which is extremely, I don't know, I was expecting like 200-300, and we paid 140 for a complicated surgery.
Yeah. So
that's pretty exciting. So I want to know how much you would pay in your country, if you know. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it with Keita's update. And someone has been also asking about Black Pitts, our field cat. He was actually being lost for, I think, a week it was, no?
Yeah, he was,
I think, yeah, he had also his cat time. It's, the mating time. But yeah, he's back. We keep feeding him. And he cannot really be an inside cat because he is a pure field cat. If he comes inside, he just tries to eat everything, bite everything, and pee everything, mark everything. So he's not the best cat for inside. But he does stay at the barn at the hay rolls, so he has a warm place to stay. And yeah, as you can see, Keita is pretty active. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We are gonna get back to work. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah. I hope, I wish we didn't need to make this video, but I'm happy that we are ending it in a happy note and that everything is perfectly fine.
Yeah, and that we solved it.
Yeah, because, oh my goodness, going to Riga and doing all of that, even the cost of everything just like gave me a bit of a heart attack. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Sorry if it's a bit too bright, but I cannot adjust it. So yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, we're too bright.